Greetings. We continue today our study of the book of 1 John. We're studying Satan versus man. We were in Genesis chapter 3, verses 1 through 6. Verse 6 actually records the fall when it says, "She," that is Eve, "took the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat." Their eyes were opened, as Satan had said, according to Genesis 3:7, but they also died as God had said. Spiritually, they experienced an instantaneous death. Physically and mentally, a gradual deterioration process began that ultimately ends in death. This is outlined for us in the book of James, chapter 1, verses 14 and 15, when it says, "But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Then when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death." And as the late Paul Harvey might say, you know the rest of the story. Now, having looked at Satan versus man, let's look at Satan versus the humanistic man. Now, we're going to go to the book of Ecclesiastes. As we begin, I want to remind you the world in which we live claims that knowledge is the answer to all our problems. If we could just get everybody educated enough, all our problems would go away. The Bible teaches that Solomon was the wisest man that ever lived, excepting the God-man Jesus Christ. In Ecclesiastes chapter 1, beginning at verse 16, we see how that he, in his life, succumbed to Satan's master plan in spite of all of his wisdom. He says, "I communed with my own heart, saying, Lo, I am come to great estate, and have gotten more wisdom than all they that have been before me in Jerusalem. Yea, my heart had great experience of wisdom and knowledge. And I gave my heart to know wisdom, and to know madness and folly. I perceive that this is also vexation of spirit. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow." Into chapter 2, verse 1. "I said in my heart, Go to now, I will prove thee with mirth. Therefore enjoy pleasure, and behold, this also is vanity. I said of laughter, It is mad, and of mirth, what doeth it? I sought in my heart to give myself unto wine, yet acquainting my heart with wisdom, and to lay hold on folly, till I might see what was that was good for the sons of men, which they should do under the heaven all the days of their life. I made me great works, I builded me houses, I planted me vineyards. I made me gardens and orchards, and I planted trees in them of all kinds of fruits. I made me pools of water, to water therewith the wood that bringeth forth trees. I got me servants and maidens, and had servants born in my house. Also I had great possessions of great and small cattle, above all that were in Jerusalem before me. I gathered me also silver and gold, and the peculiar treasure of kings and of the provinces. I get me men singers and women singers, and the delights of the sons of men as musical instruments, and that of all sorts." Yet when we go to the book of 1 Kings, chapter 11, we begin reading about this. It says, "But when Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites, of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, You shall not go in unto them, neither shall they come into you, for surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love. And he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. For it came to pass when Solomon was old, that his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God, as was the heart of David his father. For Solomon went after Ashtaroth, the goddess of the Zidonians, and after Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites. And Solomon did evil in the sight of the Lord, and went not fully after the Lord, as did David his father. Then did Solomon build a high place for Shemoth, the abomination of Moab, in the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon. And likewise did he for all his strange wives, which burn incense and sacrificed unto their gods. And the Lord was angry with Solomon, because his heart was turned from the Lord God of Israel, which had appeared unto him twice, and had commanded him concerning this thing, that he should not go after other gods. But he kept not that which the Lord commanded. Wherefore the Lord said unto Solomon, For as much as this is done of thee, and thou hast not kept my covenant and my statutes, which I have commanded thee, I will surely rend the kingdom from thee, and give it to thy servant. Notwithstanding in thy days, I will not do it for David thy father's sake, but I will rend it out of the hand of thy son. Howbeit, I will not rend away all the kingdom, but I will give one tribe to the son for David, my servant's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, which I have chosen.